Hello everybody. Today for this tutorial I'm going to be using an image that is on my Instagram. So if you have Instagram, follow me on there. This is from another person's profile, India Love. So to color skin, you really need to decide which color you want your character to be. So in this instance, I'm going to follow along with this image right here. So she isn't that dark of an individual, so I kind of want to stay in the light tone side to the mid side, but not too much. So I think I'm going to go with let's go with E13. That's not too dark. And then let's take an E53, raw milk. So this is more of a double tutorial. So when deciding on what you want, when you're trying to figure out which colors to use when you're doing like a commission, you can come to the side and just figure out which tone is too dark and which one's not. And I'm really liking this raw milk. So we're gonna set that up here and return the light suntan. And this is what I do to figure out the right colors. To try to keep the lightness of the image the same. And for the background, since it's kind of goldish and it's not really that important. Okay, and during the cut I ended up deciding to add in another color. I'm gonna add in E33 sand for shadows. So when you're going to color an image, you kind of want to figure out where the lighting is. So as you can already see, my lighting is right here in the middle of the nose. Her cheeks are a bit lighter, and like right here and here. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to use just my base coat to color the skin and then leave those areas untouched with the secondary tone. So okay, for most people they like to leave white spots, but I don't like seeing white in my images, so I like to use multiple colors for skin. Usually 3 is the minimum. So quickly I'm going to add in my base coat like so. I'll show you the right color. Yeah, raw milk. I don't know where they came up with the names for these. I actually found out that E00 got changed from skin white to something else. I wonder why that is. I might just email them just to find out. I'm like, why did y'all change that from skin white? Was it because somebody said something on YouTube or what? So I like to color in the little areas first. Just to get my hand in motion for to warm up my hand for the larger areas. So I like to go back and forth in a combination of going in circles. And when the ink is wet, that's the best time to push it or come back to areas. That way you can prevent all that streaking. I hate it so much, I really do, but sometimes it can't be helped, especially for larger pieces. So what you can do is look at this as a paintbrush. I was just coloring like I did as a child, and then once I found that tip out, my streaks became less and less frequent. So I can just simply do this, streak it out, and then just leave and come back to the middle and start pushing more out. So it's like if I want to come right here, you can start right here in the middle because it's still wet, and you can keep doing it, and then you can come from another area and then connect it and either have very minimum streaking or eliminate it altogether. So I'll just come to the edges and do that. Or you know, you could leave little spots like that for the effect of direct light hitting the skin. So I'll let's start with the chin. I'm going to ignore the mouth because that's going to be a completely separate color, which I decided I wasn't going to blend. So I like to come up to the cheeks like this and then flick upward before I get to the eye, because I'll get to the eye, start there, and just come down like I said earlier and combine them. Like so. And then this requires going in circles. I see I got a little streaking right there, but usually I do a second coat. And now I'm gonna come down here and finish her shoulder area. I'm probably gonna come from here to here since I am my right hand is my dominant hand, and little fun tip, I start off as left-handed, but I grew up in the 90s, so there was a whole stigma about being left-handed, and I wasn't able to continue doing everything natural with my left hand. Don't be afraid to turn your drawings either. Some people, you look at YouTube videos and it looks like that person doesn't turn it. That's just editing for some people, but some people don't. But if you really need to, do so. I recommend it. That way, you're always, you know, you're doing your very best. Especially when some lines will be more difficult going from horizontal than a vertical stroke. So okay, I'm going to go ahead and let that dry, and then I'm going to switch over to doing the background really quick. So as before, I'm going to go in and color in the smallest areas first, just to warm my hand up for the next color. And there's not really much to this part, so basically all I'm going to do is just speed this up really quick to save basically to save time. Alright, now that I got those two done, let's go ahead. I'm going to simply get my T-rose, and I'm just going to go in a nice little tiny circle motion, and don't go right up to a line, because sometimes the ink it'll run. You just want to go close and let it run to the line. So I'll do that, and I'm gonna do the exact same thing with my cool gray. I'm just simply gonna add in just a little bit, and actually I have to go up to the line because this one's dying. I gotta refill it, and just go nice and slow. In a circle. I suggest for like eyes, you go from side to side. You really can't go in a circle motion, even though it kinda is. At least with the small drawings, you can't. And then now I'm gonna go back to the skin with my sand, And I'm going to simply look at the reference art. And I'm just gonna mimic what I can. For the darker areas where less light is hitting. And it'll, since these are alcohol-based markers and you're putting more alcohol into it, your secondary color will bleed out a little bit more than your first color will. But that's alright. You just be kind of quick with it. And let's put on. Bring some. Come in. See, for areas like this in the corner, I like being able just to flick it outward like so. That way it's not like hard lines. It gives it more realistic feel to it. Just a tad, not too much. And just a little bit right on her neck. Some just on her cheeks. And I noticed there's some right here. And we're done. Now basically for the rest of the video, well at least for her shirt, I'm gonna be doing the same technique as I did with the skin tone, well the base tone and the background. So I'm just gonna simply speed this up really quick. Okay, now like I did for the skin, except I'm going to take off both caps this time. I am going to pretend this is like I'm a painter and this is a brush, and I just scoop it up. I don't really know how I can do this. Okay, let's say I'm coloring like this, and so instead of coloring like a child and you know you're just staying on the paper, I come up just a little bit, and that's how I get that little flicking motion. So you know, just try it sometimes and see how it works out. So I'm just coloring these corners like so, and then one thing I like to do sometimes I'll switch over to this end and I'll come to a line and I'll do that, you know. So I'll just get in a fine line to give it, you know, give my drawings a different type of look. And I can just switch over. I kind of try to stay away from how most artists color their characters. You know, they have that big bar of a shiny hair, but in real life, hair doesn't really do that. But I mean, it still looks nice. But I want my hair sometimes to have a more realistic feel. That's why sometimes I'll just color small bits and pieces. I won't stay in the area for more than a few seconds. Like so. I don't know if you really can see these in the video. So I'll just do a second round. There we go. And there we go. So basically that's a very simple way on how you can color any drawing. I suggest you start off with something small, nothing too big, and let me know what do you think of my techniques. Also, let me know what else you guys want to see, and share the video, give me a like, and have a great day.